Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The NDSU Bison football team was the center of attention at the White House today, being honored for their record-setting 7 national championships in 8 years.
President Trump was surrounded by members of the NDSU football team, coaches, and school officials. Mr. Trump calling them a tremendously talented team.
Now, prior to that meeting, the president took a few minutes to chat with Valley News team's Chris Berg about a variety of issues, including today's historic visit to D.C.
Mr. President, first, I thank you so much for bringing the Bison football team here. What made you go, you know what, I need to pay tribute to this team and bring these guys to the White House?
Well, I love the state to start off with. It's been a great state, North Dakota, and John Hoven has been a fantastic friend. And as you know, Kevin Kramer, we worked hard together to have really what was a massive victory for Kevin. And we just have a relationship with them and a relationship special with the state. And your congressman came and everybody's here.
There is much more to Chris's exclusive television interview with the president. His third interview, by the way. You can see it in its entirety on 6:30 POV tonight on KX4.
Wherever the Bison go, our sports director is right there with them. Beth Houle joins us live from Washington, D.C. Beth, it's been a long day for everyone, you included.
It certainly has been a long day, but it has been a spectacular day. It really is an honor to have been able to be here in Washington, D.C. with the Bison football team. You said it, Mike. I've had the privilege of going a lot of places with this football team. I never thought this would be one of them, but this was really cool. The word that all of the players used today to tell me what this experience like was surreal, and I have to echo it. Watching that team be up there surrounding President Trump, it was a truly spectacular moment. They had the honor of presenting President Trump with the number 45 Bison football jersey. Easton Stick, the one that had the honor of presenting him with that one, Easton Stick saying it was a huge honor.
It was pretty cool. I mean, it was just a surreal moment. You know, I don't even know if it's sunk in. It was, my heart was racing, and it was just a really neat opportunity. And he was so gracious with his time and talked to us, and so it was a lot of fun.
After that historic visit to the White House and a trip into the Oval Office for this Bison football team, they headed over to the Capitol, took a tour, enjoyed a second lunch, courtesy of Senator Hoven and Senator Kramer. Then it was a tour of the Capitol before a spectacular photo opportunity, and then over to the Lincoln Memorial before heading for the airport as the Bison football team is already on their way back to Fargo, North Dakota. Again, it was a spectacular day. We've got plenty more reaction from the players coming up later in the sports segment tonight. Go ahead and stick around. Join us for that one. A lot of local kids having the opportunity to share their perspective on this moment. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., I'm Beth Houle.
All right, thank you so much, Beth. And according to the schedule, the Bison football team expected to touch down in Fargo around 11 o'clock tonight.
Our Monday continues to be lousy for anyone needing to drive westerly. You don't have to go too far on I-94 before conditions get tough. There's a no travel advisory over a large part of south central North Dakota. And there's a stretch of I-29 north from Grand Forks to the Canadian border that has ice and compacted snow. Let's get the latest on what's causing the travel troubles. Hutch?
Well, it's been that wind throughout the afternoon and day. Some light snow falling, but not a significant amount of that snow. But the gusts have exceeded 40 miles per hour and approached 50 miles per hour in and around Jamestown today. Here's a look at a winter weather advisory continuing until 9 o'clock tonight. The trickiest conditions are in the southern part of North Dakota and northern and northeastern South Dakota, where the snow continues to fly, but the winds have been strongest from the central Dakotas into the Sisseton Hills. We still have gusts over 30 miles per hour. Visibility is reduced to under a mile at times in many locations, particularly outside of the city limits. The wind will remain breezy. The gusty nature of the wind settles down after sunset tonight, but it will continue to blow all night long. Temperatures not too cold as we go through the overnight hours. Now, we have a warming trend to talk about, but we are keeping our eyes on a storm that we'll need to track into the weekend. All details on all of that in just a few moments.
Okay, see you soon, Hutch. Thank you.
Bail has been set for an Arizona man accused in a shooting in Valley City. Cornelius Johnson is in jail, charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and armed robbery. The incident happened just before Thanksgiving of last year. Johnson was arrested in Arizona in late January and extradited to North Dakota. The victim is a 19-year-old man from Valley City. At last report, he was recovering from a gunshot wound to the chest. His identity has not been released.
The Fargo man currently in prison for helping kidnap the baby of Savannah Greywind in 2017 has been moved to another facility for his protection. William Hain was moved from the North Dakota Penitentiary in Bismarck for protective management purposes. The Department of Corrections isn't saying where Hain is now. Sources with Valley News Live say when a crime is especially heinous, those offenders are given additional protection from the other inmates. 8-month pregnant Savannah Greywind's body was found in August 2017 in the Red River, wrapped in plastic after her baby was cut and taken from her body. Hain was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole for kidnapping. His then-girlfriend, Brooke Cruz, is also serving a life sentence for conspiracy to commit murder.
The trial of a Sabin, Minnesota man accused of killing a 2-year-old boy in a crash is underway. Jeremy Sagvold is charged with manslaughter following an accident last year at the intersection of 34th Street and Highway 10 East on the outskirts of Moorhead. Police say Sagvold was driving a truck that rear-ended a car with the 2-year-old and his parents inside. The child died later from his injuries. Police say Sagvold was not under the influence at the time, but speed could have been a factor.
With the detour going on, it took me 40 minutes to get from my home to the school, which is 2 blocks.
The frustration levels continue to climb just days after traffic routes were changed along a stretch of 52nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz explains why parents who trek to Osgood Elementary say they're already fed up with the chaos.
Osgood Elementary mom Brittany Spicer says it took her 40 minutes to drive her son 2 blocks to school Monday morning, following detours added Friday for 52nd Avenue construction.
Now the detour started, so now there's hundreds of more cars coming down this street and with no traffic control. There's no lights, there's no 4-way stops.
I think my husband had experienced probably traffic tripling to like 3 times this morning.
And I'm told this intersection right here at 53rd Street South and 44th Avenue South is causing a lot of problems because it's only a 2-way stop, not a 4-way stop.
So the people coming from this way can just keep going and you just have to wait.
The city of Fargo's Kevin Gorder says that area is not part of the detour, but that people may be cutting through there.
We're encouraging, and all of our signing is encouraging folks to go up to 40th and come back around.
Parents also complained about the roundabout, saying people aren't using them correctly.
In a roundabout, you yield to get in, and once you're in, you have the right-of-way all the way until you exit.
Gorder says the city of Fargo will keep an eye on the intersections.
And we're going to kind of take inventory of them and see if it improves over the week and see if there's any options.
But he says the situation could possibly improve on its own with time.
A lot of times in construction zones, that first day is the worst day.
And hopefully it does improve, since construction's not going anywhere for the rest of the school year and through the summer. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
West Fargo mom Brittany Spicer also says that the school does its best to control traffic every day. We reached out to the West Fargo school system and haven't heard back yet.
The North Dakota legislature has voted to double the fine for running a stop sign or a yield sign to $40. The Senate passed the House bill 39-6 on Monday. It now heads to Governor Doug Burgum for his signature. Representative Gary Powers was the primary sponsor of the measure. His original bill proposed a fine of $100 to act as more of a deterrent.
There's a scam you need to know about that continues to make the rounds in Cass County. Someone's calling people identifying themselves as either Detective Baker or Lieutenant Ward with the Cass County Sheriff's Office. The scammers say that there's an active warrant and they want you to pay them right away over the phone in order to cancel that warrant. Numerous people have called authorities saying they received the phone call from this number, 701-248-0408. Now, authorities want to tell you that they will never ask you to pay a bond over the phone. It must be paid in cash at the courthouse. If you have any questions, call the Sheriff's Office at 701-241-1283.